Hello, so I want to talk about my favorite, um, the ranking of my favorite personalities from Single Inferno Season 3, from most liked to least liked. And this is very personal, so nobody should take my words as fact. First of all, I'm going to start from the best parts of Singles Inferno Season 3. Number one, Singles Inferno Season 3 is way better than Singles Infernos 1 and 2. First of all, there were two Infernos. Okay, who saw that coming? Who? Definitely not me, and definitely not the contestant. I mean, by season two, the people that came on the show, they were already expecting a certain thing. Oh, I want to go to paradise. I don't want to look like a loser, a fucking loser staying in Inferno or whatever. But in season two, there were two Infernos, and they didn't even know each other existed until like the second or third episode when they had already interacted with. And then the person that went to paradise from Inferno A went to Inferno B when they returned, and the person that went to paradise from Inferno B went to Inferno A when they returned. So like, how do you process that? What kind of planning or orchestration can you do to make sure you end up in paradise? When this is based on knowing people, but you don't know anybody, you get. So that's the fun part of the show. That makes it really hellish. Another very important hellishness was that the supplies given to the Infernos, like it was very, very, how do you call it, good ultimate search. Like it was very survival mode. It was canned chicken breast, carrots, unpeeled carrot, unwashed carrots, um, potatoes, and those potatoes you couldn't just like, they weren't just prepared like boiled. You had to make your own fire, and the fire was not even as good as that jollof rice kind of fire. Party rice kind of firewood thing. This one is like you have to light your kindling, then from the kindling you have to make it burn enough not to smoke your potatoes, but like filter the smoke, like it was very intense. And unfortunately the most high maintenance kind of character or personality stayed behind and went through that was Kim Giri. But before I get to all that, another interesting part of this, the best part of Season Most Defender Season 3 is the um, interactions between the contestants. Because of the very spontaneous nature of the whole thing, they were more natural interactions. There was a lot more friendliness. Everybody was like, it seemed like a lot of people, a lot of them, like most of them they had this goal of making each other feel very comfortable, at ease, with each other. And most of all, before saying, oh, let me befriend you so I can go to paradise, it seemed like to these people paradise was not even paradise anymore. It was more of a connection with somebody that you met and you feel very, so much emotion. So but I get into that later. The games for the males and the females, like for the women and the men, was very interesting. Like it wasn't outlandish. I don't say season 1 and 2 was outlandish. I don't care. I don't remember them like that anymore. But still, the games were not really interesting. I don't know. Maybe because these people are already connected so much, so that's why their games seem more fun. Like even when like the even when like somebody would lose, everybody else would cheer them on. Like, yay, it's okay. You don't have to be embarrassed. Especially when women would fall and those kind of things. But either ways, all of it, just to say season 3 has been the best so far. And then the giving of sweets, um usually in the first season what they did was give each other letters. Like you just put from the first night, you put a letter in somebody's post box, you get. But this one, it was giving of sweets. And the giving of sweets, somehow it was not the first night, it was later on when they had already combined the contestants in one Inferno, which was also cool. The combine of the contestants in one Inferno was really cool. It means like it showed how much of the progression they had made in their plans. Like it wasn't just random, oh, I'll make you suffer in two different. No, there's a story that they were going for. There was something they hope to achieve, and I feel like me feeling that it has been the best season so far, is it means that their game plan was achieved. I mean, the team that produced it. And then the rewards, cool rewards. So all of it just to say, let me start from the meals. I made a flow chart, but I don't know what flow charts. I don't know how people make flow charts. I just did this instead. Men, women, characters or personalities, then my ranking of them, their qualities and why I like them. Um, For the men, I don't know, my handwriting is very clear. For the men, you have ego. I'm not, this is just calling them out, yeah. I'm just calling them out. Ego and he, Son Wanik, Pagmingu, Ijisok, Yunhambin, and Choi Minu. Now my ranking number one would be Ijisok. Ijisok is number one. Number two is Son Wanik. Number three, Choi Minu. Number four, Park Mingyu. Number five, Yunhabin. And if there was a number seven, I'll give it to Iguanhi. Like, I don't even want him to be on my list at all. I don't know. Like, if you watch this season, you already know. But like, let me just start from things I like. For my favorite, Ijisok. Ijisok is cool. Ijisok had this whole aura of, when you see him first appearance, you'll be like this hard guy, and you're like, okay, here we go. Because there's this personality, Ijon Shik from season 2, I think, and he was actually the way you looked at him. His personality was the way you saw him was the way he behaved. You get, and then when I saw Ijisok, I was like, oh my god, another gym head here again, all those kind of things. But he was very humane. Like he is, or like, let me just say was, because the show has passed and it was it's the show I'm talking about. He was very humane. He was a mood maker. He was kind. He was loyal. He was friendly to every single contestant, especially like including the women. One thing that was very irritating in season 1 and 2 was that some guys refused to relate with girls, because with the women, because they felt like, okay, if I relate with you, you now want me to go with you to paradise, or if I relate with you, you start to think I have affection for you, and the women did not give any impression of having affection for them, has never ever spoken to them before. They just have this thing in their head that, oh no, let me not touch you because I don't want you to think I like you. And it's like, bro, we are in a social setting. Are you not going to interact with people regardless of what you want from them? And it was like as if paradise was the prize of singles Inferno, when the point was that you should make a connection, like fall in love or like somebody. That kind of fall in love is too far, but like, let's just say it, because let's just say it, fall in love, you get, not really, but fall in love. So like, it was very surprising and refreshing to see somebody that, like, as desirable as Ijisok was, he was also very humane. He treated women like people. I'm not saying, not like, he treated women like people, like colleagues, like people that you see at your work and you be like, hey, have fun. Like, it just shows that he has a good crowd of friends in real life outside of the show. It shows that he's used to interacting with people on a daily basis. And even before we knew what his profession was, it was just so clear that he was somebody that knew how to draw the line between, love and just basic human interaction. And it was not basic, he was kind, he was intentionally friendly, he went out of his way to make people feel comfortable. Like, even when the new contestant came, Jo Minji came, and he met her for the first time, randomly, and like the way he related with her was very, very awesome. Like, it was so cool. you know and then another, what's the most special thing about Ijisok is the ship. Ijisok and Anne Mignon ship. Like, I don't know about real life, I'm just talking about the show, yeah. Ijisok and Han Mignon ship, like, really rocked me. The sense that it was this borderline, it was a bit toxic. It wasn't toxic exactly, but it was a bit toxic because um some parts one part did not know how to express themselves properly, and the other part was just like patiently waiting for the expression to come out, or being loyal um to the person. And Ijisok was, like, he said he's a one man one woman kind of person, and he stuck to Anmin Young until John Minji came. And then I was like, oh my god, is that, like, he's moving on? And I was happy for that because of what happened later on. But in the beginning, their ship was cool, and she was just like so happy with it, and he was so happy with it. And there was a lot of other things that happened that made that seemed a little bit toxic and problematic, but it was cool the way he handled it. He made it feel very natural. Like, he's used to having girlfriends that act in that way, and he's just like, God. Like, I want to hear your stories. That's how I felt watching him. He's awesome. Like, if you watch it, like, watching him just made, like, made the show worth it. Then my second character, Son Wonik. Son Wonik is cool, and I will never forget this guy because of that game he won. That, how do you call it? Is it push-up game? Like all of them were tasked to carry a female contestant, and they were to do this thing. Is it push-up? Like, I don't know, like you squat and squat. So they were tasked to do squats, standing on the at the shores of the beach in their swimsuits, lifting the women to also in their swimsuits, and lifting them up down, not swimsuit but athletic wear, sha. So up down, and it was interesting because if you look at someone's stature, he doesn't look, he's not athletic in that sense. It's not aesthetically athletically presenting. Like, he doesn't present like a gym guy, gym bro, and he doesn't particularly look energetic, like strong, But bro, he won. He won. And who was he even lifting? He was lifting a not a tiny person. The person that lifted the tiniest person was Ijisok. Ijisok lifted Kim Giri. And Kim Giri was way smaller than the person that Ijisok Son Wanik lifted, but he won, bro. Like, when he won, I was like, and the prize was that when you win, you get to go on a date with the specific person you want. I think it's brunch or something, that kind of thing. And he won. It just hit me like, bro, this guy is so determined. And I was like, I like you. I like someone who is, oh God, like, he's not number one because Jisok was like, Jisok has teddy bear aura, so you can't win against teddy bear aura. But it's number someone, if Jisok was not in this game, he would be number one because he's just perfect for me. I like guys that are average presenting, that are ordinary, and then you just get to see this part of them that blows your mind, that really makes them look not average. Like, I like people that are like that. And so it was just awesome. But aside from that, he was loyal. He stuck to one person, even though that person was, at a point, it was kind of icky because he was like, I know it's only you I'm seeing. But it didn't stop him from relating with other ladies. Like I said, this season was better. The guys were better, to be honest. The guys were really, really better. And it felt like they were human beings that knew how to interact with women in general. Like, they were not smellos. Like, they were cool guys, people, normal people with social skills. Like, thinking of that ugly man from season one that was so obsessed with this other girl, and he was like so annoying about it. He was a chef too. He was like so rude to other contestants. He treated other ladies like the plague, like, oh, because I like this person, I won't talk to you. And he made it so rude to, like, if you want to reject somebody, you don't have to be rude, man. You just get a dirty slap, like, actually, in the real world. Like, don't insult someone because you don't like them. I used to be it. But anyway, it's not about that clown. This is about this season 3. And Son Monique was cool. What did I write down? I wrote down, like, opposite to his very average personality. He seems like a very, he shows his determination, and he's not shy. He's not shy. He's not meek. He's not passive. He's very, very, he's actually aggressive, but in a way that if you were, like, responsive towards his affection, you really enjoy it. He's okay. When I say he's not shy, I just remembered when he was in that room with Yushin, and he could not even say a word, and she was like, speak, bro, speak. But I feel like if he was with a very forward person, they would have time of their life. But Yushin, the girl, the woman he liked, she's shy. She's not forward, and she expects the guy to take the lead, and Monique is a person that he takes his lead by silence, I guess. And not everybody understands that, I guess. Maybe I'm just being a fan girl, maybe I'm just being biased, but I like him. I like him. Okay, to the next contestant. My next person is Choi Minu. Okay, between Park Mingyu and Choi Minu, I like Choi Minu more because of the way he handled Kim Giri and his affection with Yushin and how it grew. Ki, back Park Minu was born 2000, so I think he's the youngest member on the cast. So he was the youngest member on the cast, but you wouldn't know because he was so mature, he was patient, he was gentle, he let people be. And when I say people, I mean women. He let women be. With the guys too, he was also very gentle. He's that person that you think wouldn't speak. But when he was with Yushin, the woman the later like fell for or he got attached to, love is too much, but he got attached to her, like they liked each other. So to how he was forward, and I could see too, he was forward, he liked her, so he made real effort. And Yushin's ship with Choi Minu like exposed that my point of saying where instead of looking at paradise as a prize, they be like two of them made the show obvious, like, oh, we are here for connections, you get, we're here to be with somebody that we might like forever or not, but at least we enjoy love for a while, you get that kind of thing. And they weren't like funny enough, two of them had to go to paradise and it felt like they were going to hell, you know, like they had occasions where people picked them and they didn't have a choice, they had to go, and it felt like hell for each of them because they liked each other and they wanted to spend more time with each other, and they could only spend more time with each other somehow on in the on the island, sorry, in Inferno island. So on the island, and he was like, God, Sheminu did not win games. She did not win the game, so she could not pick, you know, her choice. She had to be third, and then the person that she wanted picked the person that the guy. The point is that two of them felt like Inferno was paradise, and that paradise was Inferno because the Inferno was them being separated from each other, and it was so cool. And because of that, I was like, my guy, my guy. Then again, the moment he had a confrontation with Kim Guri, was like, bro, what's going on now? Like, you literally expect somebody to lose their shit, you know, and that's what she was going for. She was going for provocation. You get, obviously her feelings, you know, valid to her regardless. She wanted the provocation so she could really prove her point. Maybe that's the way she handles conflict. But him, he was just like, you know what? I will not tolerate any insults. I will make it clear to you what I want, which is not you, and you cannot tell me how I feel about something that I know. You get, and it was just like, oh my God, somebody understands what it means to be honest, or somebody understands what it means to like without crossing boundaries, you know, that kind of stuff. It was just cool, Sha. This video is very long, so let me stop here.